Hello and welcome back to Michelle McKay Yoga. Today we are going to explore just breathing. So it's an introduction to pranayama, which means to stretch and extend your breath, right? So what's the first thing people tell you when you're upset and you're stressed out is breathe. So we'll explore a little bit of breath work. It'll be in a seated position. So what I'm using today is a mat folded up. You could certainly use a block that's in between my feet. If it's difficult for you to sit up, you might need a chair. And typically, when you're doing breath work, you're seated in a cross-shin position, which is a hip opening position. So if you're in a stiffer body, you might need to do a little bit of hip opening, which I have a video just about hip opening first, so that you're able to sit. And when we talk about yoga in terms of the tenets of yoga, we try to practice inward practices, outward practices. We do a little bit of movement and then we start to work on the breath, right? So everyone's been a little bit stressed out these last 8-9 months. So why don't we do a little bit of breath work? So come to a comfortable seat. And that's really all you need. You need either a folded up mat, a block, you can sit on a blanket or a pillow. I'm gonna sit with my shins crossed. And because I'm on a little bit of a lift with my mat folded up, I don't need to use the block. So if you can, you're going to sit in a position which is called Sukhasana. That's where your shins are crossed. Yeah. So with the shins crossed, your inner and outer thighs your inner thigh is moving towards your outer thigh. If you're in a body that tends to slouch, I'm right up against the wall. It might be a good idea for you to sit right up against the wall so you maintain the integrity of your spine. So classically, with the palms facing up, that tends to be more energizing. Classically, with the palms facing down, that tends to be more grounding. And then if you're like somewhere in between, you can have your hands right at the base of your pelvis. Wherever you position your hands, make sure your shoulders are over the creases of your wrists, right? And then start to lift up and out of the sides of your waist. And this sort of breath work, first we'll start with Ujjayi and then we'll do Viloma. So Ujjayi breathing is breathing in and out through your nose, and there's a slight constriction of the throat. Sometimes it sounds like you're fogging a mirror or the sound that you would hear if you had a shell to your ear, right? Now, if that sort of breathing is too much for you, then to see if you can breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth, right? So take an inhale and then exhale all the air out and see if you can just start to breathe in and out through your nose. Think slow, steady inhales, slow, steady exhales. Maintain the lift of the heart in your chest, broad across the collarbones, the fronts of the arms moving towards the backs of the arms, chin level with the ground, crown of the head stretching up towards the ceiling. Now, as you breathe in, feel that your chest can expand. And then as you breathe out, see if you can contract the belly muscle. So it might feel like the navel is moving in and up towards the spine, and there's a little bit of core engagement with the pelvic floor. And then as you breathe in, see if you can hold your breath in just a little bit longer. And then when you breathe out, see if you can breathe out just a little bit longer. So as I said earlier, pranayama has many definitions. One of them is to stretch and extend. So now we're trying to stretch out the in-breath and pause. Stretch out the out-breath and pause. If it's helpful for you, you could count like 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Then exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And this count can be done, with a metronome. It can be done in the head. And as you become more proficient with this sort of breath work, that counting or that inhalation duration will become longer. Right? The inhales will become fuller and then there'll be a pause. The exhales will become fuller and then there'll be a pause. So if you can think about diaphragmatic breathing, where it's a 4-part breath. You inhale, pause. You exhale, pause. Notice what it feels like when you breathe in. Notice what it feels like when you breathe out. Keep the muscles of the face relaxed, the jaw relaxed, throat relaxed. Keep lifting up and out of the sides of your waist. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, bring your chin towards the top of your chest. Take an inhale. Then exhale, bring your chin so it's level with the ground. And then change the crossing of your shins, right? And if you can't sit with your shins crossed, you could, sit up on a block where your feet would be on either side of the block, right? Just different way of sitting, but still sitting up tall. So now I want you to think about your lungs. And I'm going to break up the lungs in 3 parts, like the lower lobes of your lungs, the mid lobes of your lungs, and the upper part of your lungs. So if you can, you're going to interrupt your in-breath 3 times and then exhale all the air out, right? So it's just another way of doing pranayama, and with the intention of, being able to initiate a calm response in your nervous system, in your body, right? So take an inhale here, then exhale all the air out. 3-part interrupted inhale. So inhale through the lower lobes of your lungs. Continue your inhale as you go to the mid part of your lungs. And then finish the inhale as you go to the top part of your lungs. And then exhale all the air out. Right? Inhale to the lower part of your lungs. Continue that inhale to the mid part of your lungs. Finish that inhale at the top part of your lungs. And then exhale all the air out. Inhale, lower part of the lungs. Inhale, mid part of the lungs. Finish your inhale at the top part of your lungs. Exhale all the air out. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale to the lower lobes of your lungs. Continue your inhale to the mid part of your lungs. Finish your inhale to the top part of your lungs. And then exhale all the air out. Twice more. Inhale, lower lobes of your lungs. Continue the inhale, mid part of the lungs. Finish the inhale, upper part of the lungs. Exhale all the air out. And then 1 more time. Inhale, lower lobes of your lungs. Continue to inhale, mid part of the lungs. Finish your inhale, top part of your lungs. Exhale all the air out. Now take an inhale and fill up all of your lungs with your air. And then pause. And then exhale all of the air out of the lungs. And then pause. Inhale, fill up all of your lungs with your breath. Exhale, empty your lungs of your breath. 3 more just like that. Inhale, fill up the lungs with your breath. Exhale, empty the air from the lungs. Inhale, fill up all of your breath with your lungs, or all of your air to your lungs, pardon me. And then exhale, empty all of the air out. And then 1 more time, inhale, filling your lungs with your breath. And then exhale, empty the airs out of the breath. Empty the air out of your lungs. And then see if you can just resume your natural breath. And once again, notice how it feels to inhale. Notice how it feels to exhale. And notice the quality of your breathing, the quality of your mind. And is there a sense of more calm now that you've just done a little bit of breath work? Take an inhale here. Then when you exhale, dip the chin towards the top of your chest. Inhale, lift the head up. Exhale, join your hands at your heart center. Thank you for taking this journey of breathing with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Peace out, yogis. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions or concerns, please feel free to put that in the chat. I will respond to that. If you want to be notified when I'm online live, subscribe to my channel. And I thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. In the meantime, ciao for now. Hope to see you soon for another edition of Michelle McKay Yoga. Peace out, yogis.